Welcome to Married AF. We are your hosts, Brooke and Randall Fowler. On this show, we discuss the topics that really matter.
Like big veiny cocks and our favorite TV shows.
So pull up a chair at our kitchen table and hang out.
While I bulldog my nuts.
Hello.
Hey, cock cravers. Filthy animals. We are back again. It feels like it's been decades, but it hasn't.
Yeah. Well, we did. When did we record with John and Larry? Is that a week ago?
Yeah, but we just had so much shit
God
going on that
bless.
it feels like decades ago. My
Yeah.
life is in shambles.
Our entire existence is in shambles and all over the fucking place. But
Yeah, and I don't deal with that shit well. Brooke handles it just fine.
how did you move so much as a child? That's what I want to know.
I think that was the problem.
But I did too. So that's why I'm like, I haven't moved in so long that it's a little, like, it's taken a minute to kind of get used to the overwhelmingness of it. But, I mean, yeah, for you, having moved as much as I did as a kid, I thought you'd be.
No, I'm pretty sure I've lived in this house longer than any house in my life.
I definitely have. Yeah. 1,000,000% I have. Before this house, I lived in this house 13 years. You lived here, what, 8 years with me?
Something like that.
And before that, I think it was 6 or 7 that I'd lived in one house with my parents was the longest time. But yeah, I mean, and we're never going to do it again. Never. I hope.
I won't survive again.
I know.
It does a doozy on my anxiety issues. I don't like the changing up my Randy universe.
Well, we'll get you a new Randy universe.
Oh, no, I have no doubts and all that, but, it's just, I'm a creature of habit. That's not a lie that we've told all of the listeners over the year that we've been doing this.
I don't think they have any problems believing that, babe.
No, but so it's a little more difficult. Plus, it's just a lot of work when you're selling a house and buying one at the same time.
It sure is, but I'm very excited. So 1 week from today, our entire house here will be in a moving truck, and we will be doing a sleepover over at my sister's house and doing all the closings a week from tomorrow. So.
Yep. The next time we record, we will be recording from hopefully our new place in our podcasting studio. Yeah,
we're going to have a whole room dedicated to it, no longer at the kitchen. So I don't know if we're going to record a new intro or just say fuck it and leave it because that's where it began.
Yeah, because it's still this kitchen table that we'll be recording at.
Oh, you're fucking right. Yeah, we are taking this up to the podcast room. Well, yeah.
There is no lying.
That is absolutely true.
This table is still the table.
Yep,
it's just going into the studio. Can't leave the one that we started with, but our show, as good as it is now, should be even better from the other studio.
I think so.
Yeah,
we're going to have a sweet on-air light outside. Okay, are we doing this? Randall got us Jell-O shots.
Yep, we're going to do this Jell-O shots to the farewell podcast from this house.
Yep. All right.
We've got a green one.
Me too. Watermelon. All right. Cheers. Mm. That noise into the mic.
Jell-O-y. It was intentional. I can't wait to hear how good it sounded.
It was so loud in my headphones. I went like away from the mic specifically, but you did the full on.
I wanted them to experience it.
Do you want them to know for real it was a Jell-O shot?
There's no doubt that was a Jell-O shot.
Oh my. All right.
Or oysters.
Ew.
And I would never eat oysters.
No, the noise is that I like oysters with a shitload of like horseradish sauce.
Yeah, but just so much to catch up on. Hopefully you guys listened to the little roundtable that we did with John and Larry from Drinks with Larry. Super fun episode. Had a blast. Easy with those guys. You gotta love Drinks with Larry, or you can get the fuck out.
Or fucking bye.
That show is If you don't like it, you're full of shit.
I love those guys. That was a good time. And I believe, because we just talked to Amanda recently too, and Jody and Man Brain all on her Titty Talk, which is also gonna go out this week. So we got all kind of collaboration.
Yeah, it's supposed to be coming out, I think, Tuesday,
Mhm.
that episode with them. So, yeah, be on the lookout for that. That can help tide you over.
Yep. And then we will be back with Rachel Miller. April, we're going to record with her on the 14th.
Cool. It's been a while.
It has, but she's got shit going on too. And as we just said, so do we. So we'll be nice and settled by the 14th to talk to her.
Yeah, so if you have certain topics too that you want to ask Rachel about, of course, send those over to the email, marriedafpod@gmail.com, and we'll make sure those get read and asked to Rachel.
Yeah.
Whatever you want. I don't think we have a specific topic. It's just going to be a warming back up to each other and learning who each other are again.
We haven't talked to her since before Disney.
I know, it's been years. But no, it will just be a kind of random, any questions you want. I'm sure she's ready to get back to you guys and talk.
Yeah.
So send them over.
Yeah. And
do we got a shout out to our network folk.
Civilized Creatures. It is Drinks with Larry, Unbelievably Stupid podcast.
Yes. Blunt Mommy, Bearded Dad, supposedly. I don't know if he's still alive.
Po Boys podcast.
Po Boys podcast.
Conversation X.
8-Bit Closed Fist. And if we have had a few inquiries of shows wanting to know how they get on the network, it's simple. Just reach out to, you can shoot an email to us. Again, marriedafpod@gmail.com or to Drinks with Larry. And
or you can tweet us.
We'll talk
Married
to you.
as fuck.
Yeah, or tweet Larry at Drinks with Larry. Either way, get with somebody that's on the network. Say, hey, I'm interested in the network. We'll check you out. Make sure that you're not serial killers or rapists, and you'll probably get on. If your shit's not terrible, and if you're cool enough to work with. That's the biggest criteria for civilized creatures. You gotta be cool to work with. Don't want to fuck with any douchebags. Don't have time. Don't have the energy.
So, all right.
Can't win with you.
No. How about shout out our sponsors real quick?
Bidet.
Clean your butts.
Yeah, Spunk Lube. Suck my dick.
No, I don't want to suck it with Spunk Lube on it.
Suck the dick.
Oh.
Yeah, so Spunk Lube, lube up your shits.
We need more.
Yep, we do.
And Muscle Vodka.
Muscle Vodka, Grace doing the damn thing.
Doing the damn thing. She's going to come out
Muscle Water's out.
Oh, it's
First
out?
batch was released.
Cool.
So get your taste on, get your fuck on, clean your pussy hole.
And your butt holes.
With all of our sponsors.
Yeah.
That will take care of it.
We have a whole ecosystem of sponsors.
Yeah, and by the way, I got to give another shout out to our homeboy, close personal friend, and we consider them family, Team Almy, Jason Almy and his lovely wife, Christina. They just released our collaboration of maybe the best podcast ever recorded.
So much
if you listen
fun.
And read the critics and the podcasting rankings.
Of all podcasts of all time.
Of all time.
It's the one that you can tell everybody had the most fun.
Yeah. Go to their Twitter feed. What's their Twitter handle? At
SHWYP.
Shit happens when you party naked.
Schwippy.
Go to their Twitter feed, Instagram, Facebook. You'll find it. They just posted it.
Yeah, we recorded that back in right at the beginning of January when they were in town, and it was amazing. A fucking lot of fun. It was great. I wish we could hang out with them more.
It was one I wish could have went for like 3 hours, but we were up against the clock with that rumble. And
well, we did the rumble in the middle of it,
yeah, but it ate the time that would have continued to have been great podcasting because we were nowhere near done.
True.
I mean, it's a to be continued. Almy has also agreed to that, and Christine is amazing. So we will meet again. We have already gotten some questions for follow-ups. I've gotten 2 of them for Jason, so we'll sit on those until we collaborate again. But
yeah.
you can believe it. But go check it out, listen to it, and love them. What are you looking concerned about?
You're digging your elbow into that computer over there, and I feel like that could damage it, like that screen. I know that thing is a fucking tank, but the way you're like leaning on it and digging your elbow into it, like I've cracked a screen on a laptop before doing with like putting stuff on top of it. So I'm just.
You're talking about my 7-inch thick.
It is a fucking
computer
dinosaur. I'm just saying you work on that one. So
now, if it were the brand new Mac that is your computer, clearly, I'd be concerned. Stick me with the old turd burglar.
You just keep using
with
it.
a broken button that's sunk in.
You love it.
I wouldn't trade it for the world. It's still working great.
I know.
I'm not getting rid of it.
I just was, I have cracked a screen, one of my work computer screens before by something being on top of it. So, sorry.
Yeah. So what shout out to
Shit happens in your party. And
hashtag
no
offense. I was just thinking about them because we've got a question about them actually from a listener. So
we had a fucking great time recording with them twice.
Yep, 2 times to get that one out. I really wish. I mean, the second one was great, but the first one was even better.
The first one was fucking gold.
It was too good.
I'm still
on that one.
I'm still butthurt about that. Goddamn.
Again, that was. We think that was Jason Alme. Conspiring to make that not better than the episode with him and Christina.
Well, yeah, it would have been great. I would like to podcast with all these people in person like we did with Jason and Christina.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because that just made it all the mo better.
Yeah, well, I've been talking on Twitter a good bit that I was wanting to start getting like some MMA questions submitted to answer just for me because I'm such a fan.
Yeah.
And so we got a few, and I'm going to go ahead and address them. And people you end up getting drug into watching most of this, so you would even be able to answer most of these.
I've watched plenty of MMA and UFC, which now that I think about stuff that I used to talk about on here, I haven't talked about Walking Dead at all since it came back. But
okay, go
ahead.
I've already got it on my outline.
No, I thought about it the other day.
Shut your mouth.
Go ahead. What's the question? Proceed.
Randall, did you see Josh Emmett murder Michael Johnson? Yes, we did last night.
Yes.
When he killed.
I thought that was a tooth, but it was just spit.
At the last, you mean the knockout in the last 20 seconds of the fight that killed a guy? Yes, we did see that.
There was 2 really severe knockouts last night.
Yeah, Gaethje ended. That's the next question about Gaethje and Barboza.
Wait, was there 3? Because there was one that was like in the first few seconds, or like in the first round.
Gaethje was first round.
Were they both first round?
No, Josh Emmett was the last 30 seconds of the fight.
Okay,
he was losing.
That's right. That was
the
guy with like the big green tattoo
Emmett,
on his shoulder. Okay, yeah.
He's been out a long time. He's a Team Alpha Male fighter.
Uriah Faber and them,
with orbital and nose fractures. Like he had my surgery on his nose twice and had failures, and it was almost, people thought it might retire him. His nose just wouldn't heal. But he's good. He came back and murdered a guy.
Well, he was getting his ass whooped the whole time, and then they kept saying that he talked about having knockout power or whatever.
Never out of the fight, yeah.
And he proved that, man.
He stood, usually when you see somebody get knocked out, there's that awkward fall and they blow their knees out because their body just goes limp.
Or they do that Frankenstein with their arms
knocked
out.
Michael Johnson out so bad that Michael Johnson stood up straighter first before he fell. I've never seen someone get taller when they're knocked out.
It's like he went on his toes.
And then he went straight, and then he went stiff-armed for a second.
Oh,
and
that was bad.
It was a fucking hammer. So, yes, we did see it and loved it. It was awesome.
Was that a different... Sorry, so there was 2 nights of fights maybe that we watched. Barboza was Bellator, huh?
No, Barboza's UFC.
It was UFC
Same
too?
Fight as Josh Emmett. It was the main event.
That was the
the co-main was Michael Johnson. And that's why they were back to back.
It was that.
Bellator was the night before.
Okay.
So it's justified for you to be confused about it because it was back-to-back
We did
nights.
watch 2 nights of fighting. Okay.
And so next up,
And
we'll just go straight to the Gaethje Barboza fight.
Yeah.
That you know who Gaethje is, right?
I know he fought Dustin Poirier.
He did. He fought Dustin. It was a war. Dustin beat him.
Yeah. And I mean,
You know his signature move after he wins.
he did a fucking backflip off the top of the cage.
Just making sure you're visualizing the right guy.
Yes, that was insane.
He is a vicious man.
He's 30. It's not like he's 23. Like, I mean, he's fairly new to UFC, right?
Yeah, he came from shit. That horrible promotion.
Ring of Honor.
No, it wasn't Ring of Honor. It wasn't one.
Glory.
Ultimate Series of Fighting.
Ultimate Series of Fighting?
Yeah, Ultimate
Okay.
Series of Fighting. And he was undefeated, never been beat, so he was a prospect. And
what's his name again? I keep wanting to say Goche, but
Justin Gaethje.
Gaethje. I keep wanting to say Goche, but that's like a town in Mississippi that my friend's from. Gaethje.
Yeah. So Barboza,
he's a legend.
A beast of a striker, never even got a chance.
Yeah.
Gaethje just showed the blueprint. Jump on him, don't let him even start. Because Gaethje murdered him in 2 seconds.
He could have blown all his knees out doing that backflip off the fucking cage.
He does it every time. It's insane.
I
would die instantly.
That's what I thought of immediately. I'm like, you could end your career doing that finish, like doing that celebration. Like, but he puts his feet on the top of the cage and did a backflip and then landed perfect 10 landing. Like,
yeah, that cage is what, probably 7-8 feet tall.
I don't know. Johnny Walker was lounging on it. Remember?
Yeah, they climb, and it's probably
I would say like
6-ish to 7.
High 6, almost 7 feet tall, because Johnny Walker's really fucking tall.
So imagine that.
But that guy's only 5'11".
Yeah, but the push off,
yes.
He probably gets another foot in the air. Then
yes.
The rotation of his feet.
He's 9-10 feet in the air.
Comes down on that. I mean, the good thing is it's that giving canvas a little bit.
But he landed. He stuck the landing like a fucking professional gymnast, and like didn't even bat an eye. My heart stopped for a second when he did that. I was like, Jesus. His Sage Northcutt does those flippity flips but he's like a baby child.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not quite as worried about his ligaments and things because they're all very healthy and.
Yeah, but that's why Gaethje doesn't get hurt. He gives zero fucks.
Not that 30's old.
That's his whole MO. But
yeah, he's
it was a great night for a UFC fight night. It was fantastic.
No, it was good. And the main event is at 10 o'clock, so that's my fucking style. Yeah. well, I mean, like which
is perfect for us oldies.
The main, like the headliner is at like 10.
The other card would just be starting.
Oh my God. And like the headliner doesn't come on until like 1, 2 in the morning. We always have to wake back up.
Yeah, it's brutal. I love the new ESPN merge, and because now the ESPN Plus has the rights to all the pay-per-views.
So we'll be able to get that streaming.
Yeah, we do got a question on our prediction because Poirier versus Max Holloway's here in Atlanta.
What?
Coming up.
Oh, is that the 13th?
Yeah, for the championship.
What happened to the Diaz-Poirier fight?
That got scratched a long time ago.
I know they got it, like, they got injured and shit, but they just said, fuck it, we're not going to do it at all?
Well, Poirier finally had something fixed on his hip, so he wasn't 100%, but I just don't think the UFC can get the Diaz's to agree money-wise. They want more money, and that's fine. I love the Diaz brothers.
They got weed
I think
to
you should pay them whatever they want to fight.
Yeah.
They're my favorites, so.
Nick Diaz isn't fighting anymore.
He says he's not.
So it's just Nate but I was really looking forward to just that fight. Would be really good.
Scrap. That was when we were going to have a tattoo bet on.
Mm-hmm. But Max Holloway,
Holloway
could be really good.
Is no fucking joke.
No, he's not. No, he's no joke. Neither is Dustin Poirier, by the way.
I'm a fan of Dustin Poirier, but I feel like we're going to be split on this. With my MMA mind, I've got to take Holloway.
Of course you're taking Holloway.
He hasn't been beaten since Conor beat him when he was 20.
Okay.
And
that's a valid...
It's a scrap, though.
Uh-huh.
My heart would pick Dustin. I'm doing what I hate about Brendan Schaub.
What weight are they fighting at?
155, I think.
Okay, good.
Because Holloway is his belt.
Okay, but Holloway used to fight at 45 with Connor.
I wonder if they are fighting it.
But when Dustin went up a weight class is when he started looking better,
Yeah,
is
he
what
was
I'm
better.
saying. So I'm hoping it's at 155.
Oh, I think they're.
Are they doing catch
I
weight?
wonder if they're fighting for the vacant.
Connors?
No, it's Khabib's.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Wait, Khabib's is vacant now?
Yeah, I think they're making them fight. Look, Google it and see if it's an interim.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Why don't they just let Khabib defend it?
I don't think.
Why is Khabib not defending
go
it?
back down. Oh, because he's suspended for one, still from all of his fuckery after the fight with Connor.
God damn
and
it.
that's probably the reason. But I mean, he still holds the belt. They'll do an interim and then make Khabib fight the winner. All kind of bullshit. They love to give out interim belts in the UFC.
Yeah, they do.
Drives me nuts.
Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 2?
Yeah, they fought years ago.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, for my jeez. MMAfighting.com. UFC 236 in Atlanta. Lightweight. Feather. Okay. So it looks like they're. Oh my God, they're just not saying right off the bat who that they're fighting for.
Well, Google which weight class. Just type in weight class for Poirier Holloway. Because now you got me questioning.
For the interim, hang on. It was right there. Dustin Poirier will face UFC featherweight champion Max Holloway for the interim lightweight title.
Okay.
It was literally like on the preview, but when I like clicked on the full article, that's not what it started with.
Mm-hmm.
But okay, so for the interim lightweight title, that's why it started with Khabib.
Yeah, so this is interesting. So
good. So they'll be at 55.
Yeah. I don't know if Max will ever make it back to 45 to defend. He's a huge.
Well, that's what Poirier is. I like him so much better at 55.
No, he was killing himself to cut that weight.
He's too big to go down to 145. All those motherfuckers in that weight class pretty much are.
Yeah. So
except for Khabib.
Of course you're going to take Poirier.
Of course. Yes.
All right, I'm going to take Max.
I don't think I would ever bet against Poirier just because he's.
Yeah, I like him.
I like him.
Well, I also had a question about Masvidal when he murdered Darren Till. This was a couple weeks ago. And what did I think about it? I don't think you watched that fight.
That sounds familiar. No, I watched it.
Yeah, he murdered Darren Till. That was another high. There's been a run of highlight knockouts lately. And then, but what made Jorge more famous was after the fight, he ended up piecing up another guy in the back of the house when he was doing an interview. Leon Edwards gave him a 3-piece and a soda. And it's made Jorge a household name. A lot of people didn't know him. I've always loved Jorge. He's like a Diaz brother.
Okay.
He used to do backyard fighting with Kimbo Slice. Just a killer machine. And I love him, but they're supposedly, the rumor, I don't know if it's signed yet or not, is that he's going to fight Ben Askren.
I don't know who that is.
And Ben Askren's the new guy that has a horrible body and an afro. He's new to the UFC.
Wait.
He's not new to fighting.
Is he tall and skinny?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of a dad bod,
yeah.
But he's a world-class wrestler. Just beat Robbie Lawler controversially, but I do take Ben in that fight just because nobody can wrestle fuck like Ben Askren. And he'll lay on you and beat you to death.
What weight class are they?
They're 170.
Okay.
155, 170. I think 170.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it is 170 for them. Because Ben thinks he could make 165. He wants him to make that new weight class. I do too.
But it goes from 155 to 170, doesn't it?
Yeah. It'd be nice though that 165. A lot of tweeners could fight and make some good fights. All right, last MMA question. Randall, should Connor fight Nate next for the trilogy?
Yeah.
As a fan, I want that. I have to have that fight. I'm a Diaz fan. I think Diaz won both fights. I think he won the decision. It was so close though, you can't really argue. But my business side, if I was Connor, no, I would still, because that fight's never going to go anywhere. Those two guys can be 72 years old, and we'll all still buy the pay-per-view for the trilogy.
Yeah.
Right now, he's just trying to bank as much cash as he can.
So is Conor not just done? Why is he not? Why is it still even?
I don't know. He's overrated now. He's lost three of his last 4 fights,
including Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah, it's a fight. You know, and they're. But he's a superstar, and he can command that kind of shit. And so, as a business guy, but he retired the other day, like Floyd Mayweather does every fight. Says he's retired.
Well, like Brett Favre did for the last 4 years of his career.
Well, Brett Favre wasn't doing that to make more money. He was doing that because he'd be beat up at the end of the year. He'd say he's done, and then he would heal up enough and be like, I still got it, and he'd play again and be hurt. Conor, it's strictly, he's just doing Floyd Mayweather's book. I mean, Floyd would retire every fight.
Yeah.
I'm done to make him begging. It was all a money thing.
I mean, I'm over Conor fighting. I think he's fun to watch do other shit and just be fucking ridiculous. But the amount of money and influence he has is crazy.
Yeah, well, all right, we'll move on from MMA. So people that aren't into MMA won't be bored to death. But I did want to talk about last week's Walking Dead.
Mm-hmm. We haven't talked about this.
Or was it 2 weeks ago with the horrible ending?
That was last week.
Was it last week?
Yeah. And this week is the season finale. So
who cares about that?
We haven't.
Stop. I want you to answer this question. Stop. Shut your mouth. I'm about to get.
We haven't talked about the second half of the season at all.
Who gives two shits?
Okay.
I've got to talk about what happened that blew mine and your minds.
Yeah.
We were just laying there. We've never watched anything together that was that big of a moment and didn't even say anything to each other. It was like an hour before we talked about it. Like it was just merit on both of us. That never happens. Usually it might be you or maybe me.
Well, because when there's something sad that happens, usually it's like we see it coming. Like when Glenn and Abraham got killed by Negan, we had already been making bets. Like we already knew it was going to be somebody like that. With Carl, he got bit. We knew he was going to die. Like with all those other big moments like that, where we've been watching it together and I'm like a sobbing mess. We saw it coming. Like this, it's very rare that both of us will be completely speechless for like, and I honestly was about to say, so I don't know how you wanted to like lead up to it. Because I mean, we haven't even talked about this fucking shit for this whole half a season, but yada yada yada, the Whisperers are fucking terrible.
That's all that matters. We talked about the Whisperers earlier.
Yeah, so the Whisperers are as terrible as we said they are. They're the people that walk around with the dead skin on them, and
they're worse.
They're worse than you could ever imagine.
The lady's worse than Negan.
But here's where I was like, this lady, I don't know. So they were having like a standoff with these fuckers, and she like had Daryl and Carol and a bunch of people like in the woods, because they were all the rest of the fucking people were all back at this fair at the Kingdom. And then this group of people decided to go out and like have a standoff with the Whisperers. Daryl gets like taken aside.
They were looking for two other people. Daryl, they were a tracking group.
Yeah. But they
got ambushed.
They got ambushed by the Whisperers. The part I'm talking about is Alpha, who's the leader of the Whisperers, takes Daryl to have like a little chit chat. She takes him over to this like cliff where there's like a horde. Like I think it's like it's the same size horde pretty much as I think it was season like 7 at the beginning, where they were at like the gravel pit or whatever, where the trucks.
Yeah, they were directing them.
Yeah, same size horde, huge. And she's basically like telling Daryl, I have people down there that, you know, we could easily direct it to here. And then like talking to Daryl about like, we want land. And I'm like, I was literally in my head like, this is lame. Like she's really just sitting here saying like, we just want territory. Like this bitch is supposed to be like the most evil of them all. And I was like, okay, whatever. So she's like, we want north of the yada yada whatever. And she says some place like on the.
She says you'll see it. It's
well,
marked.
yeah. But she's like, yeah, we want north of the whatever. She says some kind of place, and Daryl's like, where? And she's like, well, you'll see it. So then we're like, all right, whatever. Then, you know, this is spoiler alert for anybody that hasn't seen this. And yeah, but like Daryl and Carol and Yumiko, I think, and whoever else is with them are walking. And it looks like the same field that Rick and Negan had the standoff where Rick like cuts him in the neck where they capture him. It looked like the same field where there's like a hill and they're coming up this hill. And anybody that's read the comic books knows, because this is apparently a pretty big deal in the comic books, but they come up on this hill and there's, was it 5 or 6 spikes? It was pikes with heads.
It's like 6 or 8.
It might have been 8. However, there was like, so it was a lot. It was 6 or 8 pikes with heads on them, like where they obviously decapitated people, put the heads on, so they're all like
that's marking their territory line.
That was where they wanted their territory. So onto the heads, they just start zooming in on all these heads, and it's like,
they're still alive.
Well, they're zombies. Yeah,
it hasn't been put through their brain.
No,
so that's horrifying.
So it's horrifying. The first main one we see is fucking Tara, who's like...
No, she's like the 5th one.
Is she?
It's the one that shocked me. I didn't know anyone until her. Okay. That's what made me shit my pants.
So it was... Enid was maybe before her.
She was, and I didn't know Enid. But
Enid's been around forever.
I know. I mean, once you told me, then I knew her, but I never cared about her as a character. I hated Tara so much, and then but now I'm upset that she's dead, because that's my life.
Tara was getting on my nerves, and then I liked her because she stepped up when like Jesus got killed, because Jesus stepped up when Maggie apparently just bounced from the hilltop to be the leader, and then when Jesus got killed, Tara stepped up to be the leader. So there was like a bunch of tertiary characters. Like there was some of the there was 2 of the teenagers that hung out with Henry at the hilltop. So the little nerdy girl with the glasses, and then the other kid that was kind of dark complexion, like I don't know, he was one of the teenagers. I forget what his name was.
He like Filipino or
something. Yeah. And then there was Tammy Rose, who Brett Butler played her, the older lady who was married to the blacksmith.
I had no idea that was Brett Butler either till you told me.
I told you that like a few episodes ago. Oh, okay.
Still never put who she was together until.
Because she's just older now. And they had just like her and her blacksmith husband had just like adopted that Whisperer baby that they saved from getting eaten. Because they lost their son like at the very beginning of this season, I think. So Tammy Rose, and then Enid, and then Tara, and then was it just Enid, Tara, and then the last one that were the main ones?
Yeah, the last one.
The last one was fucking the worst of all. So like you see them going like head by head, like zooming in on all of them, and then all of a sudden you see like Daryl like almost fucking form tackle Carol to not look at the last one, and then I was like, oh god, it's gonna be Henry. It's fucking Henry. And so yeah, the last one's Henry.
Yeah. And so let me interrupt you because I have to make sure this point is clear and understood.
Mm-hmm.
If The Walking Dead does not unleash the real Carol now, I will never watch again. I've made this threat before. I mean it this time. I'm so far into if it doesn't break her to be the Carol that I love, then it's bullshit.
Killing everybody.
Carol is a machine that has been bottled up as this bullshit queen. Long hair.
She's been so happy though.
If she doesn't cut that bullshit wig off tonight in the finale that we're going to be watching and convert, I want her putting face paint, zombie blood, the meat jacket again.
Yeah.
If she's not doing all that, I'm out.
She
because
probably will.
She's the most deadly person. If you followed the show, that like per capita who's killed the most people, it would be like or zombies. Her and Rick.
Yeah.
100% have killed more.
She's equally as big of a badass as Rick. Like she's for sure.
She's real Carol and Crazy Rick are the 2 most deadly assassins, and then you throw Daryl in there.
I can't. Daryl's just like they're more aggressive with it. They're in your face. Like I'm gonna kill. Carol fucking shot little girls and a little girl in the head. Look at the flowers. That's like ooh.
Here, let's do a shot to the Tara and Henry. Those are the only 2 I give a shit about. This is some new
Cheers.
concoction that I'm
All right.
mixing up.
Ooh. Not too bad. Yeah, Henry, that broke my heart. That's what made me cry. Because Carol, her daughter
That's pretty good.
In season 2.
No, she's been fucked every way from Sideways her whole life. Not just this, but her life before the zombies. She was a beaten wife.
Yeah, she was getting beat up by her husband, who was a fucking piece of shit. And then, she became her new self after Sophia died, and she became a complete badass. And then she settled down and became happy with King Ezekiel, and they're so cute.
Fake.
It's not fake. It's just, it was bound to happen. I didn't want it to happen this way, though, with like her, Henry was like, he was her son.
I want her to kill everybody and then kill Ezekiel.
Oh my God.
And for her to be the king of the kingdom.
She's not going to kill Ezekiel, but I mean, he doesn't have any edge. Him and Jerry are just sweet.
No, but he
happy guys.
Doesn't even have any physical prowess. Jerry is at least physically
Jerry's a huge
intimidating
motherfucker,
and can fight. King Ezekiel is a political. He's no better than the dude that was running the hilltop, except he just puts a costume on. The old guy that Maggie ended up hanging.
No, that guy was a sleaze bag.
Yeah,
Ezekiel's
flat out said he'd lied to these people for years.
And he felt like shit about it.
Well, I mean, and by lying, I'm saying he has lied
Pretended
about
to be a king.
Being something.
They should have. I mean, they know he's not a fucking king. We don't have. But
the paper mache tiger was a good touch.
Oh, at the kingdom?
Yeah, I guess they can't make statues yet, so they just put a bunch of paper and glue and water together.
Yeah, no, that was completely heartbreaking that Henry was on the fucking pikes.
I did not see him and Tara coming. It was a double doozy.
Yeah.
And they are staying true to the comic books with this. This was like verbatim to the comic books.
Mm-hmm.
But I'd only glance some of the comic books. Like I hadn't read the whole series. So literally being blindsided and there being no leaks. That's one thing I like about The Walking Dead. They protect their shit. I hadn't heard a damn thing about any of that. I didn't expect nothing.
Well, I don't go looking for that kind of thing. You do, however. So if there was anything leaked, you would have told me oh, that so-and-so is going to die.
No, I would tell you, guess who's going to die? It starts with a T.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Not telling you.
But we were, I literally was about to be this fucking bitch.
I was about to be this is bullshit that she didn't kill Daryl. That doesn't make any sense. But she had a whole plan.
Well, I thought she was going to kill her daughter. Remember? She snuck into the kingdom to and after killing those people that were on the way to the fair, she scalped the woman, took her hair, took her dress, and snuck into the fair or whatever and caught up with her daughter, which is the whole reason for this war, quote unquote, between
her
the
daughter
Whispers.
Is clearly her only weak spot.
Her daughter, and her daughter was her and Henry were boyfriend, girlfriend kind of, and when she cornered her daughter, I was she's gonna kill her. She's gonna kill her that. She's gonna be that evil and kill her own daughter. Oh no! She
did worse. She went and killed the boy that her daughter now loved more than her.
Yes, exactly. She went and killed the boy that her daughter left her for, and the a bunch of other people that signified what her daughter left her for, and it's fucking evil. And then Sadiq apparently was taken with all these people. They were taken to a barn or something, and Sadiq was taken with them too, but they let Sadiq live to tell the story or whatever. So that was super heartbreaking because it shows everybody hogtied and gagged in a barn or something, and then all the Whispers walk in and they're all trying to fight while they're tied up, and it was super sad. But
yeah, so I've said this whole season though that this was a very good bounce back season in my opinion for The Walking Dead. They do that. They'll throw up some turds and then right when you're on the cusp, because I was gone.
And they've always done that. This is in season 9 that we're finishing up, and this I tell you all the time, I'm something's got to be coming when it gets dull or it just everything seems all hunky dory. They're about to fucking gut punch you.
Yeah, but I mean, this alpha lady with a real Carol is a damn monster mash waiting to happen.
Yes.
I mean, Carol's crazy enough to like find a way to capture Alpha, watch her torture her own daughter, and put cigarettes out on her because Carol starts smoking again when she's old Carol.
It's not Lydia's fault though, but
Carol goes crazy. You saw what she said to the boy about the cookies?
I know.
She said she'd skin his ass. To a little kid. She gives zero fucks once she's over the line.
She was saying that to protect him.
That's all I'm saying.
But, I mean, then you got to think about Beta, who's Alpha's right-hand man, who's the fucking humongous.
He's a huge Josh Brolin.
He's a giant, good-looking motherfucker when he's not all grossed out, like black teeth and shit.
The fact that he lived when Daryl threw him down 70 flights.
It was like
10
2
stories.
flights of down an elevator shaft.
Either way, he's dead. And he lived. And he didn't even have like a limp or nothing. He was fighting.
I thought he had a limp.
And come on. Dude's dead. But still, he's a Daryl's going to kill him, clearly. They're going to come to a head between them two again. But
I hope so.
We'll see tonight. I'm sure there'll be some cliffhanger.
Well, they're not. Yeah, it's not all going to be tied up in a little bow.
They're going to start fighting tonight, though.
Yeah. Do you think they didn't say anything about it only being 10 seasons? I don't think. I think somebody said it's going to end after 10 seasons, but I don't know.
That's what I heard. Was there'll be one more season.
I don't know. I'm ready for the Rick Grimes, whatever
I think they could wrap it up in one more season. I don't know how much more you can buy from these folks.
Well, the comics keep going, but
yeah, to have people tune in. I don't know. I mean,
I'll tune in no matter what.
Who knows?
Which we're gonna have to figure out between now and October. Because we're cutting the cable, moving from this house to the new house, I'm gonna have to figure out how to watch it live.
Yeah, I don't know. I have no idea how you would do that.
I think you have to get AMC Premium. But I'll figure it out. But yeah, I'm excited for the season finale to see what they got for us.
All right. Well, where are we at on time?
43 minutes.
All right. Well, then I'm going to skip the current events and go so we can get in some of these listener questions. All right. First one. Hey, Married AF. My wife and I love the show. We really enjoyed your recent episode with #NoOffenseShow. We subscribed to their show after hearing them on yours. Can you recommend any other shows for a married couple to enjoy during car rides together? Thanks again. P.S. Randall, you gonna take it.
Well, of course, all the shows on Civilized Creatures podcast network, and also
well, what would you recommend that's couple oriented?
Shit happens when you party naked.
There you go. That's where I was.
Well, that's where but I wanted to shout out our network first.
Do it faster.
I was going to them, but then I was like, I should probably shout out our network first. But there's not really a whole lot of other married ones. A Conversation X, I think 2 of those guys are married. 2 of those people are married. I
mean, you don't have to be.
No.
I mean,
it's just fun to hear the dynamic between like people. I think that's what they're getting at.
Yeah, but I mean, if you don't have to be married to enjoy. Like, if you want married couple stuff, then yeah, #NoOffense. Shit happens when you party naked. Us are good, solid choices. Jason Almy is much better at this than me, and so is Chris. So you'll enjoy them more than me. So listen to them.
Well, me and Duchess and Christina
are all great.
Very similar.
Y'all are all great. But if you want something that's different, like I'm going to go give you an option that I think married couples could enjoy that don't have to be about married life. Listen to some Man Brain. He'll scramble your head real good.
Yep.
And you got to, like, if you want something that kind of fucks with you and you need to kind of cipher through what's real, what's not real, and is that even real? You know, you got Man Brain, who now has Blunt Mommy with him, or Doug and Anthony. You never know what the fuck's real and what's not with those 2 guys at Who's Right podcast. I love that show. But you're going to be having to sift through shit my brain feels fried sometimes after listening to Doug and Anthony because I don't know what's real, and I'm not good at that, like knowing stick and not. So if y'all enjoy that, you can debate what's real and not.
Yeah, true.
Check them
That's what
out.
we do when we listen to Who's Right in the Car. Randall and I think I just err on the side of everything's bullshit. Like they're just trying, but
I try to read of when they're on and off stick, and I'm sure I'm wrong all the time, but
every time we listen to that, I'm like, is he for real?
it's the fun part of it. But they're great at what they do. And, you can't go wrong listening to Jody B at Po Boys Podcast.
Yeah, and he just had his wife on his last episode.
He actually did. And she's funny as hell.
Mm-hmm.
And she pipes him the fuck down.
He needs that.
I know, but he gets he gets in line when his wife's on. He knows. He's a smart man.
He's not an idiot.
No idiot.
Yeah.
He doesn't like get her on, but this is my show, bitch. He's like, yes, ma'am.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
Because he's
a smart man.
He's a nice husband.
Yeah. And
he's not like you who tells me to shut the fuck up all the time.
Yeah. Well, if they've listened to this show long enough, they know how real that is. Without any kind of a problem. But also, there's a couple of other shows that might surprise you.
Yeah.
I dove in hard into Bickerbots after we supposedly had some not real beef with PJ and I.
God, yeah.
That never was really anything. He was just he was just taking up for his buddy.
So much beef that's not real beef.
No, but I love their fucking show. I've listened to every one since.
Oh, really?
They're fucking fantastic.
I only listened to that one that Shane told us to listen to.
They are,
where he went bad on our tattoos, and I was like, man.
No, they're awesome. You can check out their show if you want some political commentary and back and forth, which would make it not so much your cup of tea, but depending on them.
I'm out.
And one other one. Oh, yeah. Simmons and Moore.
Yeah.
Their shit is great.
I had a dream the other night. So random that Adam Simmons was in, like he was just like in, like hanging out with us. Like it was so.
You know what? I think I had a dream with him recently in it.
So weird, but it was like we were like
he was just like a background character in a dream of mine not long ago.
He was like we were going to his house. But it was like on a boat. It was weird, but it was like he was like one of the main people in but like we were. It was so weird. And I woke up and I was like, I do not know that guy.
I bet I was listening to one of their episodes in bed, and you were like going to sleep.
Probably. That's probably it.
I bet we had this. It was like the same night. So it was the last thing I listened to.
It was like just a few nights ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you were listening to their shit, and
I know it because I remember his mustache in my dream.
His mustache was in my dream too. Of course it was.
Fucking A. I bet that's what happened.
I've
See
never
that shit out of
Yeah,
and he's the one that dropped that horrible question on us with the Larry and John episode about fucking your girlfriend in your mom's body.
Oh my God, he is the one. You see,
that's around when it all happened.
You're getting all up in our brain, subconscious.
Yeah. No, Larry's still not right. Larry had to go on hiatus. Drinks with Larry hasn't had an episode in 2 weeks. He doesn't know how to use his hands anymore.
Is Larry moving too?
Larry moving? I think he's getting a new house.
Right. So that
would be a move.
That would include moving.
Yeah. The look on your face was like moving, like, is their show over?
No, I meant like, is he moving houses? That's where they do their
I
podcast.
Heard something about that. I don't know from who.
So I didn't know if that's why they hadn't recorded.
No, he was in Boston, and he's mentally unstable right now
because of that question. Because of that question, yeah. And then he got all up in our subconscious because you were listening to it as we fell asleep. And so there you go, Adam. You
haunt our dreams.
You haunt our dreams.
Check out their show. Shout out to Simmons and Moore on the Inner Circle Podcast Network. They've got some great shows. So check them. You can
Inner
check
Circle,
out.
I think, is our like sister podcast network.
Yeah, they got great shows. They're good.
That's our homies.
You got hashtag No Offense, Shit Happens When You Party Naked, Simmons and Moore, Hood Diner, and The Plunge.
The children podcast.
Yeah, those are for the youngsters, young college kids. But yeah, so check out any of those. I mean, you're not gonna go wrong. I mean, if you want to listen to some real dog shit, listen to like Joe Rogan or Fighter and the Kid.
My favorite murder.
But You're not going to find nothing like you find in these indie podcasts that make no money. We're where it's at.
0.0 negative dollars.
All right. We're not going to answer this question. I just want to read it so Almy knows that he's got a question that says, Jason, if socks are your deal breaker for sex, what is your deal breaker for friendship? So that's one of the questions you got to look forward to, Jason.
Oh, yeah. See, mine for a relationship is the same. Like, sexual relationship or friendship. Because remember what my deal breaker was? You know what it is.
Hang on.
You know what it is, baby.
Oh, sunglasses.
Yes.
Yeah, of course.
Inside or at night or both.
That's a no, sir, for you, for sure.
We can't fuck and we can't be friends. Bye. So maybe wearing socks in bed in general is also a deal breaker for Jason as friends.
Yeah, maybe. All right. Congrats on the new house, guys. I'm happy for you. I wanted to ask you a question. My girlfriend and I have been together for 6 years. I moved her in with me a few years back. I was making a lot of money then and had a nice house here in the Springs, Colorado Springs.
Ah.
Anyhow, times have gotten tough in my industry and I need to sell my home and downsize. Without going into details, I'm worried she's going to bounce because she is used to a standard of living that I just can't provide right now. What should I tell her?
I don't think you tell her anything. I think you talk to her. If y'all have a good relationship. Married. So, though,
I'm just giving you the details.
Yeah.
It's clear they're not married.
We went through our hardest fucking financial times when we were not married.
Babe, I don't know why you're yelling at me like I disagree with you. I was just giving you a detail.
No, I'm just trying to tell this person. I'm trying to tell this person that doesn't mean she's going to bounce. If you have a good relationship, if you are kind of sensing that the only reason she's with you is because
That's how I feel from the question.
Then fuck it. Let her go. That's
my answer too.
If that's the only reason she's with you, then bye. And you don't need her fucking costing you more money that you don't have when you're trying to get back on your feet.
No, if she's going to kick you when you're down after you've provided for her when you were up, then you don't want it.
No, God, no.
If you can't be together during the hard times,
no,
then you're not going to enjoy the good times.
Exactly. That's why Randall and I are so...
Oh, we're broker than a piss pot in a dick bag.
I don't even know what that is.
When we started out.
It's Poe. Yeah, we both were like fresh off divorces and like, I don't know anybody.
I didn't have a job.
Randall was unemployed.
Relocating.
Yeah, Randall was unemployed for a year.
Yeah.
When he first moved here, and it was rough, and
Not easy.
And then shit didn't get much easier. Until years after Gunnar was born. I think rock bottom. Yeah, rock bottom was while I was pregnant. Like everything just fucking hit the fan, like financially, and it's not an easy pill to swallow. But and it's not like...
I don't think it hit rock bottom. I think that's when, and the kid does that to most people, when you realize...
I'm not saying the pregnancy, but...
No, I'm saying, but usually, a lot of times it'll be something like a kid where you're like, I got to pull my bootstraps up.
I'm sure that's it, yeah.
Now is when I'm going to start getting my affairs in it. Because it took us a good 5 years, 6 years to get our shit comfortable. And that's neither here nor there, but to your question is, if you have a justifiable reason to feel like that, man, fuck her.
Yeah.
Is my answer.
Because the point of all that is that I don't think any of that like struggle did anything but make our relationship stronger. I mean, it was tough and there was definitely it wasn't easy to stay, lovey and positive about our loving each other when we're struggling to buy groceries every day and pay the bills. That's tough.
Yeah.
But when you make your relationship your priority and not your finances, you find a way. Everything else becomes...
Well, and then you make that through that together.
Yeah.
And any other shit you face, you'll be good through it.
Right. I mean,
it's just... already, you battled back out of... financial hardship, which unfortunately is a real thing for a lot of people. And I don't.
It's the number one reason for divorce is money problems.
That you're being smart.
Yes.
If you're realizing that you need to downsize, that's a smart move. Instead of letting yourself become house poor and destitute, you're being proactive.
Absolutely.
And if you guys don't have kids and you're not married and you're wanting to downsize to lower your nut every month, and she has a problem with that, then fuck it. Mm-hmm. She can get the fuck out.
You go handle your business.
Don't let your whole fucking ship sink over a chick that if she's not in, bye.
No, it's not worth it. There's somebody that you can find that will, not only be with you for what you have. Because when I met Randall, again, that's the only thing I have to compare it to. You had a shitload more money than I did when I met you.
Well, sure. I was making a good bit of money.
Yeah.
And that I'm making more than I made then. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing fine.
But we went from
went from that to nothing.
Yes, we went from that to nothing. I mean, I have had not the same job, but I've worked at the same company for this whole time. But never was. It was Randall making a lot of money and taking care of all of us, and then nothing, and then having to build back up. It's tough. It's real tough. I mean, there's a lot of hard discussions that have to be had, and
it's doable
if you're not with somebody that is in it for.
No, you'll being die.
Yeah, I mean, if
the relationship will die.
No, so that sucks, man.
Yeah, but you know what? There are some people out there that'll dig in with you and stay, and that's the person that you want.
Mm-hmm. And
if she's not that one, then fuck that and go find the one that will.
Yep.
And then you're just doing a reverse Coming to America. Now you can be poor for real, find one that loves you for you, build your business back up, and you'll be wealthy again in no time, and you'll know she wants you not for your money. Because this one won't know you as rich or well off like the other girl did.
Yeah.
So just think of it that way.
That's unfortunate, but it's better to know now before you get married and have to deal with all that. That's a headache. So, good luck.
Yep. I think you're going to be fine, though.
Yes.
Just because you're taking these preemptive steps. Get rid of that big house, though. If you can't afford it, get rid of it while you can before it's taken from you. Because they will take house away if you no pay. No pay, bank, take house away.
Yes, that is the truth.
I think that's it. Where are we at time-wise?
We're good. We're an hour.
Yeah, I'm good. Let's go ahead and we got shit to watch.
Oh, yeah. We got Walking Dead.
I gotta go prepare mentally for Carol's return.
I know. I hope it is. And then
we're
not going to be able to watch that and Talking Dead. And why are you rubbing your beard on the microphone?
Feels good.
And then we're going to have to watch that Motley Crue documentary another night this week and then talk about it maybe next time.
Yeah, or I'll watch it tonight while you sleep.
I want to watch it. Not documentary. I keep thinking it's a documentary. It's just a movie.
Netflix original.
It's just a movie, but yeah.
Machine Gun Kelly as Tommy Lee.
I do want to watch it.
Incredible.
It's just going to be too late because Mommy got to work tomorrow.
3 people on Facebook have written, my friends, that it's better than Bohemian Rhapsody. So
what?
That's pretty big.
What?
Yeah. Will Barnes.
What?
Said it's better than Bohemian Rhapsody.
And he liked Bohemian Rhapsody as much as we did. Okay. Because Bohemian Rhapsody was the shit.
He said it's better.
All right.
So.
Well, then.
I trust Will.
We will have to watch it. We can maybe plug in one of these. If our Netflix on our fucking TV isn't working, we could plug in one of these that we're putting for our new TVs. But
yeah, so we'll talk to all of you cum jugglers later.
Ooh, that's a yucky.
Cum guzzlers. Cum jugglers. I don't know if you could juggle.
I don't know how you juggle cum.
Yeah. Cum guzzlers.
Uh-huh. All right.
As you like to be known.
Cool.
Yeah, but so check out all the places where we will be appearing this week. We'll be out on 3 different shows. Titty Talk.
Oh yeah,
Shit
Titty
Happens
Talk.
When You Party Naked.
Yeah.
And this show that'll drop sometime when Brooke wants it to. Yep. So you dick suckers, take it easy.
Bye.
Fuck you.